Putting air in the tire, getting ready to go up. So I did a shock adjustment, a little bit of, I did something on tune-up, I forgot what I did. But anyways, I think we're pretty well set to go make a relatively safe pass. So not swinging for the fences, looking for a double. That's about it.
Spinning and hooking, but still a 917 and 146, a good run for the gasser.
Alright, so that's a nice, easy, safe pass. I'm about 2/10 off in my 8th mile. So I'm pretty happy with that. It went straight, it did everything it's supposed to. I drove it back. The drive shaft ain't broke, transmission's not broke, the rear end's not broke. The engine doesn't seem to be broke. So I think we're really good. So we're gonna pack up and get out of here. But it was a nice pass, so I'm feeling really good about that. Not gonna try going faster or anything, there's no point. And check out that reaction time. It kills me because in order to hit that, if you have it on video, you'll actually see the car. In order to cut that reaction time, I'm actually the car is moving and has probably moved because you gotta keep in mind. So there's two lights that you cross. You turn on the first light, which is this one, and then your tire rolls in and turns on the second light. Okay? The timer doesn't start until your front tire crosses the first one. So the front tire has to go all the way past. So if you got the front of the car and if you happen to have the tree in the shot, you'll see that the car has squatted and has been moving forward and the light is still yellow. I did not, you have to go before the green, obviously before the green light. So the car is actually moving and moving forward while the lights are all yellow. And then before the light, and before the wheel triggers the last light, it turns green. So it's pretty interesting, but 024 light, that cracks me up. I'm actually, one of those funny, stupid things. I'm happy it went down the track. I'm happy it doesn't seem to be broke. I don't really care about the speed because it just got really, really soft. And 024 reaction time, so cracks me up.
Well, came out here, laid down 692 at 217. We might have the mile an hour of the day. I don't know yet. Well, an SMX has a mile per hour of the day. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
So mullet's running good, but we knew we were up against a challenge with this track. getting hotter and hotter, and we're on a radial tire, so we're sitting like 5th overall, which is okay. It's day one. I know how this goes, you know, so I'm just gonna be happy with my 692, get on the road, make it to Byron. So we're good.
They look good. I wonder if it... Alright, so what we got going on here is we made our pass, we're loading up, we're doing the changeover in order to do the drive. So the only thing that I do is I change the spark plugs because the race spark plugs are pretty cold. So I can make it run and it's usually fine, but it's a lot cleaner and nicer on a hotter plug. So I change the spark plugs. We take this fuel pump drive shaft out, so it disables the race system. Then I just changed my push button tune to my street tune, which makes it run off the back tank, which is pump gas. And those feed the bottom set of injectors underneath the intake manifold. And then I just check my lash, tighten up lash for the street drive. And I do a 0 lash on it. And then that's it. And then we're gonna be, change tires. So Bert changes the tires because we actually add a tire. This is a 28-inch tire on the front because I need to gain a little bit of ground clearance. And the back is with the street shocks on it because I have these really expensive, good race shocks that I'm not going to destroy just driving them on the street. So we put the cheap shocks on for the street drive and street tires, and that's it. Don't change gears, I don't change rock arm ratios, I don't change any of that kind of stuff, I don't change injector. Everything is all self-contained. So that's exactly what we do, that's exactly what I'm doing, and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, so you saw we made that last pass and it left good. It had, you know, a decent 60 foot, a 128, 60 foot. I've only ever been 127 with this car and it left super soft, so excited about that. But it got out to like the 330 and when it ramped the boost in real hard, it got a little bit squirrely and then I hit the safety. So what had happened was I moved my dome pressure sensor from the firewall, where it's not supposed to be, I know it's not supposed to be there, directly onto the wastegate. And I basically had
twice as much dome pressure in it as what I needed, so it automatically just tried to throw all the boost at it. So we're gonna come out this next pass here with half as much dome pressure and just see what it does. Hopefully everything tracks good. I was looking at like the dome pressure, target dome, everything was tracking well. So I'm thinking that cutting all that in half is gonna get me in a more reasonable area. We just need to figure out what the dome pressure number needs to be.
I heard it. It left like a
It sounded like crap the whole time.
left like a banshee. Foreign car. That's weird. Well, looks like Kyle has found a problem. So the first pass today left like a banshee, probably because it overboosted, and when it overboosted, it hit the boost safety and shut off. Right?
Yeah.
Overboosted by a lot. He's got safety set up pretty high. So made what? How many pounds of boost?
And I made 48 pounds.
48 pounds of boost on a little old 347. So came back, fixed the boost controller, changed that, went out, and I thought it left really good, but it was slower, and it nipped a plug, and two plugs, 3 plugs actually.
3.
And so it was way happy. He hasn't even looked at the data log yet, but I'm telling you, it's probably was making more boost than what he wanted to again. And now if you crank it over, Kyle, you can see on this number 6 cylinder that it is spraying water. Right there. Yeah, there you go. Right on the lens. So it sprayed water right on the lens. But the thing is it's not a head gasket, or we don't think it's a head gasket, most likely not a head gasket, because it's got compression. Normally if you knock a head gasket out of these things, they don't have any compression. This thing still has compression. So, and pretty close to the normal compression. We think it's probably cracked a block. The overboost probably cracked a block, hurt it. So, looks like Kyle's out. Bummer. Sorry, dude. Yeah. A lot of work.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. We took this thing out to sick leave for the very first time ever when we had the car out. And we had, really good luck. It went 8 O's every single track. Like I said,
came back, knew it had a bent rod or had a problem, and did have a bent rod. Bent steel rod, pistons were great, everything looked good. It did have one shadow in the cylinder, and I said, no, that's probably just looks like a rust ring because it was horizontal like this, which is typically a rust ring deal. And it was on that side?
Yep.
And it was on that side. Maybe I had a little partial crack, but haven't had any good run time. I mean, we just started up and ran it one pull on the dyno before we came.
Yeah, so this engine has had...
On the wastegate.
This engine has had a total of basically about 3 passes.
Well, it just has different rods. The only thing he changed in this is just put a set of new rods on it.
Yeah, it's 3 passes since being totally refreshed.
Yeah, so it just rings, bearings, rods. I mean, everything else is the same. So, same pistons, same everything. So, unfortunately, it looks like Kyle's out. So, we're going to take off, let Kyle just follow behind with us. Hopefully, Lord willing, we'll keep in there. So, we're getting ready to rock on out of here.
Alright, we're taking off down the road. My alternator belt's
stock. All right, we're heading over to Byron. Well, we made it to the first hotel, and it was only like the last 5 minutes it was rough because directionally challenged and not under, and so I'm directionally challenged. So I'm counting on trying to follow somebody, and they pull a 90-degree U-turn, which is impossible in this car, and then they disappear. And I don't even have a map in my hand. Don't have nothing. So anyways, but we finally made it. So that's all cool. Parked here, ready to go get something to eat. And then we're going to come back because I got to work on the car because I have a problem with my input-output expander. So there's some little issue going on there, and I got to figure that out. We look at my data log and see, because we made the pass, everything was great, comes back, it's nice, everything's all good. I noticed that it didn't have oil pressure sensor. And I thought, oh, the sensor's bad. No big deal. Replace the sensor, and then 4 or 5 hours later, after everybody's all done jerking around, we jump in the car to leave, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. I still don't have oil pressure. I don't have fuel pressure. I don't have half EGTs. And I go, uh-oh, there's something wrong. My input expander is bad, or I got a bad ground, or I got something wrong with it. So anyways, we're going to fix that tonight and see if that is going to affect... I don't think it'll affect anything. Just, I mean, we literally just drove it. How many miles we driving here? Well, no, I think we got like 15 miles to the track yet. So anyway, so we drove it like 50 miles, and I don't even know if it has oil pressure. So I'm fully confident that it does. It wouldn't have made it 50 miles if it didn't. So I'm pretty sure that it does. But anyways, we'll get that whole thing fixed and take off in the morning, and I'll catch you then.